The file this time, police violence, race, and protest in America. Why protesters in American cities bring progress or set back the cold state campaign? 100,000 Americans are dead for a virus. The feat of spaceflight demonstrates American ingenuity. In cities across the country, protests sparked by racial injustice are showing an ugly side of America to the world. In November, voters must choose between a Republican running on a law and order platform and uprising vice president running for the Democrats. The year is 1968. It is also 2020. In 1968, the virus flew under the space mission Apollo 7. But the injustice had the same corrosive effect. James Baldwin wrote in the early 1960s, racism compromise when it does not corrupt all American efforts to build a better world here, there, or anywhere. Today, more than 350 cities nationwide erupt after George Floyd, an unnamed African-American man, was killed by a white police officer. For nearly 9 organizing minutes, death to Mr. Floyd plays and the growing alarm of the crowd. The officer choked the life out of him. The warning the spark ignited a bundle of catering line nearby. The fire this time is burning for the same reasons it has so often in the past. But many African Americans still live in places with the worst schools, the worst healthcare, and the worst jobs, and the rules apply differently to black people. The fact rammed home by COVID-19 that whenever Americans suffer misfortune, black Americans suffer most. The sense that the police are those to keep a lid on a city's poor even as they protest wealthy suburbs. And yet the sheer intoxication that comes from belonging to a crowd that has suddenly found its voice and which demands to be heard. The cycle of injustice, protest, riots, and concerted reaction has come around many times since 1968. So many that it would be easier to conclude that police violence and racial inequality in America are just too hard a problem to fix. Yet such permission is unwarranted. It is also counterproductive. Activists can sometimes charge that the entire criminal justice system is racist. Police unions protest their members, including the rogue ones. In recent days, a police car has rammed protesters and officers has assaulted people on the streets. The system is made up of thousands of jurisdictions and police departments that are not all same. For every Minnesota where some thuggish officials went on various courses and saw themselves an occupying force. There's a Canton, New Jersey. Canton's police force was so broken that in 2013 it was disbanded and the city started afresh. The police chief was this week able to march with peaceful protest through their city. By the end of the decade in which Baldwin wrote of the need to hear America, economists said about dismantling the legal defense of racial segregation. It was also in grips of reaction from those who thought civil rights has gone too far. Americans like that. Progress tussles with its opposite. But Americans has been tugging away at racism for half a century. This week, when the cruel days of a black man drew protesters of all races onto American streets, it was not just a sign of how much work lies ahead, but also that progress is possible.